Nearly $89 million in Bitcoin vanished from thousands of addresses linked to cold wallets. And the thief may never have touched a single device. The recovery words may never have leaked. The wallets could sit locked in a safe. The thief could still rebuild the same keys somewhere else. Then the panic hit Reddit. Full panic. One of my wallets was drained. The owner said a Coldcard created the recovery words, then sat dormant for years. Normally, you would assume some finance bro got phished. But by the third wave, researchers had mapped more than 4,500 addresses and over 1,300 Bitcoin. This was not one unlucky wallet. That is how you get finessed. The security ritual can fail before the safe ever closes, and that is why this goes way beyond Coldcard. We are following 3 clues: a 41-minute blockchain bloodbath, a quiet code detour, and a hilariously ordinary paid account trail. By the end, you will know what broke and why clicking update cannot repair a secret created years ago. Start with minute 1. Clue 1 is the speed. To see it, look at the blockchain, the robbery footage. Galaxy's first map showed about 1,200 addresses emptied of roughly 1,083 Bitcoin in 41 minutes. That is one address every 2 seconds, faster than most owners could even unlock their vault. Then Wave 3 went wide, nearly 2,000 smaller addresses and another 208 Bitcoin. But the money was collected differently, and Galaxy would not link all 3 waves to one operator. Maybe one thief changed tactics. Maybe several people found the same opening and started racing. The chain cannot settle that yet. The blockchain is a snitch, but it is a terrible witness. It shows when the money moved and where it went. It does not show how anybody got the keys. So the speed is a symptom, not the disease. To find the disease, rewind several years to the few seconds when each device created its recovery words. They may not have stolen the recovery words. They could generate the same secret somewhere else. That is not stealing the words. That is manufacturing the same key. Those 12 or 24 words are a readable master key. Rebuild it on another computer, and the device in the safe cannot stop the spend. Normally, guessing that key is like picking one ticket from a universe-sized barrel. Nerds call the unpredictability entropy. But if the random process is weak, the barrel shrinks into a bucket. You can dodge every phishing scam, bury the backup, and still lose because the bad draw happened first. You protected the ticket, the machine sold you a dud. An attacker repeats the weak shuffle and checks the public blockchain for winners. So no, Bitcoin was not cracked. The failure was in how affected Coldcard Firmware created secrets. The vault worked, the key factory did not. So how did the barrel shrink? It was not a movie backdoor. It was a boring software detour. In 2021, CoinKite moved part of Coldcard's security software into a new library. Seed generation was supposed to reach physical hardware. CoinKite says it reached a software fallback instead. Picture 2 pipes behind a wall, one deep well, one small bucket, same faucet. Water flows either way, so the test says working without asking where it came from. The hardware code was present, but a build guard checked whether a setting existed, not whether it was on. The wrong implementation shipped. I call that a sloppy build check. Words generated, deposits worked, backups restored. The product smiled in your face while handing you a compromised key. Researchers modeled roughly 40 bits, 72 bits, and a separate 32-bit finding under different assumptions. They can argue over exactly how broken the barrel was. None of those models rescues it. This sat there for years, so why the sudden heist? Because unfamiliar code was becoming much cheaper to interrogate. Enter AI, and this is where the headlines start acting stupid. Bitcoin Optech reported that several developers reproduced the attack with frontier AI models. Stephen Delorme said he cloned the firmware repository and used Opus 5 to identify the flaw. Think less Terminator, more forensic intern who never sleeps. A model can trace unfamiliar code, follow calls across libraries, and help humans build tests at machine speed. But that work happened after the theft became visible. Nobody has publicly proved that the thief used AI to discover or exploit this bug. That part is still speculation. So again, AI did not crack Bitcoin. It made obscure code cheaper to investigate. That cuts both ways. Attackers can search faster, manufacturers can audit faster. The awkward question is why the defenders were not first. Once the flaw could be reproduced, the mystery became a warning. Who still needed to move their money? The most dangerous sentence here may be, I installed the update, so I am safe. By August 1st, CoinKite's advisory covered several generations, release tracks, and firmware ranges. Call that an update. I call it an admission that the problem was bigger than the first warning. What matters is which software created the recovery words. An update is a patch, not a time machine. It can create a stronger new secret. It cannot repair an existing affected one. CoinKite says to install the correct fixed release, create and verify a replacement, test with a small transaction, and then migrate unless its dice entropy exception applies. And for the love of God, do not paste recovery words into a website or trust a rescue tool from the comments. Read the live advisory. Now we know who may be exposed, but who ran the sweeps? Investigators may have one embarrassingly ordinary clue. Remember the paid account trail. This is the allegation. Researcher Clay Garrett claimed an operator used a paid blockchain services account to check addresses. He said the query number, order, and timing matched the sweeps, and that logs went to authorities. Law enforcement has not publicly confirmed it. This is a lead, not an identification. But if Garrett is right, look at the irony. Elite cryptography, tens of millions moving without touching a victim's device, followed by a rookie SAS mistake. Galaxy would not link all three waves to one person, so do not invent a comic book supervillain. Could the logs help? Absolutely. Is a police report getting the Bitcoin back? My bet is absolutely not. This is not Wells Fargo. The blockchain has no 1-800 refund desk. Smart enough to find the hidden pipe, dumb enough to leave a receipt. That receipt brings us back to the safe. The visible layer was never the layer that failed. The safe did not fail. The air gap held. Bitcoin was not hacked. Hardware wallets are not obsolete. The failure happened earlier, when affected software made the secret. An air gap keeps a strong key inside. It cannot fix a weak one. Self-custody still trusts hardware, firmware, compilers, libraries, reviewers, and one random number path. Existing review missed that path end to end. In my book, nobody audited what actually mattered. The industry taught people to guard recovery words like nuclear launch codes. That advice is right, but incomplete. Protection only helps if the secret was born strong. With AI in the mix, the way I see it, the gap between finding a bug and weaponizing it is collapsing toward zero. Defenders can move faster too, but they have to arrive before the money moves. You can buy the strongest titanium safe on Earth and still get cooked if the key factory sold you out. My rule is simple. Real self-custody begins before the key reaches the safe.